How y'all doing, folks? We're back for the last segment here on the BDN Radio Network. This is Chris. We're going to do the rundown on a little bit of boxing talk. Get this over with. Address some rumors going on around the world of boxing today. In the last couple of days, really. First off, I know we don't normally talk about the fiasco going on August the 26th out there in Vegas. You know, what is May Mac. But I'm going to address that rumor about McGregor getting knocked out in sparring. It didn't happen, guys. It did not happen. Okay? Brandon Rios, first off, has never even met him. The rumor started on ES News. Ellie was talking to Jesse Vargas, and if you listen to the video, he says toward the end of the video that it's just a rumor, you know, it's a joke. He's joking, okay? Then it come around that somebody said, well, it was Brandon Wheeler. Brandon Wheeler's an MMA guy. Brandon Wheeler's been out with surgery, so it's not him either. He didn't get knocked out, guys. This is just something else to feed into the hype. Kind of like the Mayweather tax issue. It's just something else to feed into the hype. But it still don't change the fact that Conor McGregor's going to get his ass whooped. All right, don't change that. That's about all I'm going to address that. Now let's go on to the big news in the heavyweight division. Come on, we broke the story at Four Corners Boxing yesterday originally. And it's pretty big news with Louis Ortiz and Deontay Wilder. They're trying to negotiate something for around November the 4th, okay? Now, they're having some issues with Ramon Stabern and him not wanting to accept step-aside money. Well, let me tell you where this is at right now, guys. They've been trying to sell this Stabern fight to somebody for quite some time now, and there just is no interest in it from the networks at all. None. They don't want to see the fight. They're finally starting to listen to the fans, and Showtime don't want it. Fox don't want it. Nobody wants this fight. They're not going to buy this fight. So right now, if that fight happens at this moment right now, if Stabern and Wilder ends up happening, it's going to be a fight that ain't even shown on TV. They can't get an arena to want to pay a site fee for it. They can't get nothing. It's pretty bad. Okay? Now, so there is negotiations with Ortiz and Wilder. As everybody knows, Ortiz moved over to Al Heyman. And some people speculated originally that it would cause, that would get in and give him an inside track to Wilder. I, for one, didn't really think so. I figured that because he's protected Wilder pretty good. He's protected Wilder pretty good, and there's no doubt about it. I figured they would aim toward Joshua, but all that talk about him being Joshua's mandatory and stuff. See, the WBA slipped one by Ortiz's team there. They made Joshua the super champion. Super champion's mandatory rules is not the same as the regular champion's mandatory rules, okay? The only mandatory a super champion can have for the WBA is the regular champion. That's his only mandatory. Now, there's some discrepancy come up. Well, it was a vacant title that he won. Well, that don't matter. It's still the super champion and regular champion have a whole different set of mandatory rules, okay? That's the super champion and regular champion is the reason we just got Jacobs and Golovkin back in March. All right. Now, do I think this fight's going to happen? Yes, I do. I believe it's going to happen. I've talked to Wilder's team, and I've talked to Ortiz's team. I talked to Lou DiBella yesterday, and his comment was this. He didn't really say much back, but he did say this. He said that October the 14th or November the 4th, he was going to be with the heavyweight champion at the Barclays Center in New York, in Brooklyn. Okay? So that was about his only reply back to me. And Ortiz's team confirmed it yesterday as well. And Stabern, some stuff, talk about Stabern hiring Jay Prince. He was hired before this ever come out, guys. I mean, he didn't just hire him for this. He was hired before this ever come out, and I don't believe that's not going to be an issue. What you don't understand is the WBC don't give a shit. The WBC don't give a shit. I would suggest to Stabern to take the step-aside money and let this fight happen, because if not, he's going to get screwed. He won't get nothing. WBC's been sued before. They'll be sued again. That's just the way it is. If there's one organization that's all about the money, it's the WBC. Okay, WBO's the same way though. You can't isolate any one of them. WBO, WBC are both all about that money, pretty much. Now, next topic, like I said, I think we're going to see that fight. We're going to see it this year. Next topic is going to be, I'm not going to really touch on Crawford and Dongo card. There's some names that's on the undercard. I don't know if everybody knows. It's Shakira Stevenson, Nicholas Walters, Alexander Gvozdyk. This is the undercard. That's going to be a hell of a card, guys. And there's still some good tickets on sale to, out there in Lincoln, Nebraska. I'd suggest if you're even close, I think it's Pinnacle Center or something like that it's been held at. If you're even close, man, get out there and watch that fight, man. That's a hell of a card going down. We're going to have an undisputed champion in the junior welterweight division. First undisputed champion since Jermaine Taylor. Okay? First undisputed champion since Jermaine Taylor when he beat B-Hop. All right? Now, that card's going down August the 19th, which everybody knows. Crawford's a pretty solid favorite in the fight. Ndongo's kind of an unknown still. All right? We don't have an opponent. Gvozdyk has an opponent. I'm trying to think of who it is off the top of my head. I can't really remember. It's not no big name. Stevenson's opponent and Nicholas Walters' opponent hasn't really been addressed. I'm not going to address the Lomachenko-Mariaga card right now. It's a fight that I didn't really care to happen. Nobody cares to happen. But it's going to happen. All right. Now, I think if some news come out, we broke the news 3 or 4 days ago about Benavidez and Durrell. And today I seen Boxing Scene and Boxing News 24, and several sites ran an article saying that the fight was going to be the 9th of September. Don't count on that. Don't count on that. I'm looking for it to be added to the October 4th card with Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Mares. To be honest with you, that's the card I see it being added to. Now, I could be wrong, but I do believe it's going to end up being added to that card. Let's go back to here. I'm going to address the Rigondeaux and Lomachenko Twitter shit. I'm only going to give it just a few minutes. This shit's really gotten boring and out of hand now, okay? First off, anybody that knows anything about this business knows that Rigondeaux nor Lomachenko are running their social media accounts. Social Tweetier account. But, yeah, neither one of them running their social media account. Neither one of them is actually doing the messaging. And first and foremost, what you read on Twitter, but whoever Rigondeaux, I think it's, I know the guy's name. I've talked to him several times. It isn't Benorte. Benorte is his new manager, took the place of Hyde. But that's not who it is. But I'm trying to think. I can't think of the guy's name off the top of my head. But anyway, the guy is hellacious, boy. He is brutal. He's savage, I'm telling you. And I like reading the tweets. I really do. Him and Clemens has been going back and forth at it for a few days now. And yesterday, Lomachenko addressed the issue by saying that they would fight winner take all. Well, first off, neither one of them's surely stupid enough to take that deal, because if anybody could beat them, it's each other. Okay? It's each other. And I just don't. I mean, winner take all is ludicrous. I don't know if they're going to give Rigondeaux, offer him the $500,000 that they offered him in August of 2015. I think if they can get close to that, I think we're going to see this fight this year. Now, currently, we broke a story 2 or 3 days ago. Also, that Rigondeaux and Nonito Donaire were back in negotiations for a embarrassment part 2. Now, I don't know how far that's going to go. I do know that it's happening. Okay, I do know it's happening. I confirmed it from both angles, from both ways. I mean, it's happening. But I just don't know how far it's going to go, to be honest with you. The negotiations are happening. Let me rephrase that. I don't know if the fight's happening. The negotiations are happening. I've had some callers call in and ask me when's the next ESPN cards after Crawford and Dongo. All right, your next card's going to be in September, and it should be Ramirez and Hart or somebody. I think it's Ramirez and Hart. I'm going off the top of my head here. Now let's get down to the 29th and the big card coming up. We got Mikey Garcia versus Adrian the Problem Broner. All right, now I see a lot of people originally just instantly dismissed Broner. All right, but now that some stuff's come out that he's down, he's been under 150 for over a month now. Okay, so I don't know how much weight's going to be an issue, but I seen a post on Facebook the other day in Eastwick. Man, if y'all on the Facebook groups and you want to really get some knowledge, join Eastwick Boxing. It's run by Wilson Urena. It's a good group, very solid group, very knowledgeable. But I think it was him that actually posted the picture of Broner, and he looked pretty drained right there in that picture. And they're saying he weighed 148. Well, when I talked to the team yesterday, they said he's been between 146 to 149 hydrated. If that's the case, then he should be okay. All right, but I know the picture that Wilson had posted, he's not completely hydrated right there. There's no way. So I don't think the weight's going to be a problem. I think what's going to be the problem is Broner won't let his hands go, man. I think that's going to be the problem. I haven't done a complete breakdown of the fight. We'll do that on the rundown next week. And for those of y'all just joining us, this is our debut, not really podcast. We have the podcast coming, the full podcast coming. This is what we call the rundown on the BDN Radio Network here in the southeastern part of the United States. All right, to Georgia and Carolina. And rundown's presented to you by Four Corners Boxing Talk, Crown Custom Cues, as well as Title Boxing. We want to give our shout-outs today. We want to give a shout-out to Eastwick Boxing group on Facebook. I want to give a shout-out to the Prodigy of Boxing Talk. Shout-out to Truth and Facts About Boxing. Shout-out to the Movement Podcast. Shout-out to the Championship Rounds. And to the Fight Vault. Great bunch of groups, great bunch of guys. Now, I think I've touched on everything here on the rundown that I wanted to touch on real quick. And, no. I wanted to hit this. I seen an article somewhere today. Canelo said that his fighting style is superior to Gennady Golovkin's. Well, all I can really do is laugh about it, right? Ain't really all we can do is laugh about it? Now, just being serious. We're going to, like I said, those that's been listening to me on the radio routinely knows I haven't really gave much coverage to this Mayweather and McGregor thing. So don't be turning into my podcast trying to find anything on that once they start. The podcasts do start, and they're available everywhere. They do start in August. Originally, they were going to start this month, but there's some contractual issues here. I am able to run the rundown, though, and you'll get the rundown every time I'm on air, which is 3 days a week. You'll get the rundown, what's going on in the world of boxing. We don't cover MMA, so if you're turning in for MMA, we don't cover that. We don't cover wrestling. We don't cover football. We don't cover baseball. We cover boxing. Okay? That's what we cover here. And so don't come in, but it's looking for nothing else. All right. Now, I believe that's about all in the rundown we want to touch on today. And I'll see you guys in 48 hours. It's been fun, guys. See you.